The sky tore open like wet paper, and something massive blinked. Every bird fell silent at once, and I knew the world had been noticed. I was driving home from work when the clouds stopped moving. It's not slowed. Stopped. The road stretched empty ahead of me. Fields on both sides, frozen under a gray ceiling that pressed too low. My radio crackled and died. My phone lost signal. The air felt heavy, as if gravity itself had leaned closer. Then the sky opened. There was no thunder, no flash, just a widening seam above the fields, a dark split rimmed with pale light. I pulled over and stepped out of the car, my legs weak. The smell of ozone and cold stone filled my nose. The clouds curled back like burned skin. Something moved behind the opening. It was not a shape I could understand all at once. It felt layered, too large, too close. Gonai formed slowly, vast and lidless, its surface reflecting landscapes that were not ours. Mountains bent the wrong way, cities without people, oceans stacked above skies. The eye looked down, my knees hit the dirt. Pressure crushed my chest. Thoughts that were not mine pressed against my mind. Not words, but meaning. Awareness, hunger, judgment. Around me, the fields began to change. Corn stalks blackened and twisted, bending toward the light in the sky. Cows in a distant pasture collapsed without sound. The ground vibrated with a low pulse that matched my heartbeat. I screamed, but the sound felt swallowed before it reached my ears. The eye blinked. When it did, memories flooded my head. Every mistake I had ever buried, every cruelty excused, every lie I had told myself to sleep at night. The thing above was not searching the land, it was searching us. I ran. The world resumed motion in broken pieces as I drove. Trees shook violently. Birds exploded from hedges. The seam in the sky followed, stretching wider, casting a pale cone of light that crawled across the countryside. By the time I reached town, people were outside, pointing, crying, kneeling. Phones were raised, but screens showed only static. Church bells rang without hands pulling ropes. The eye widened further. A voice entered my head, deep and endless. "You grew loud," it said. "You filled the dark with noise and light." We noticed. The sky split wider. More of it came into view. Limbs like folded horizons, patterns that hurt to focus on. The air tasted like blood and rain. People began to change. A man near the grocery store stood frozen, staring upward. His shadow detached from his feet and stretched toward the light, thinning and tearing until it peeled away entirely. His body followed, unraveling into ash that lifted gently into the sky. Screams rose everywhere. I ran into my house and slammed the door. The walls vibrated. Pictures fell. The ceiling cracked, hairline fractures spreading like veins. Through the windows, I saw the neighborhood tilt as if the ground were bowing. The voice returned. "You were supposed to remain small." I covered my ears. I begged. I promised. Silence, darkness, anything. The house grew brighter as the sky opened further. Light spilled through every crack. Heat followed. The smell of burning stone filled my lungs. My television turned on. The screen showed the sky from above, looking down on countenance like a map. The eye filled the frame. It stared directly at me through the glass. "Witness," the voice said. Outside, buildings began to lift. Not collapse. Lift. Streets peeled upward. Trees uprooted and drifted slowly toward the opening, their leaves burning away midair. I crawled under the table, sobbing as gravity weakened. Objects floated around me. Dust glittered like stars. Then the light cut off. Everything slammed back into place. The sky sealed shut with a sound like flesh pressed together. Silence fell so fast, it hurt. I lay shaking on the floor until morning. The news called it a rare atmospheric event. It's mass hallucination. Power surges. No explanation. No footage survived. Day said only a few thousand died. Life returned to normal within weeks. But sometimes, when the clouds are low and still, I feel pressure behind my eyes. I feel watched. Last night, the sky rippled again, just a little, and something blinked. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe. Thanks for listening.